In this video, you will learn how to adjust some more of your universal settings on your digital portfolio website. For this exercise, we're focused on adjusting typography. Now, before we get started, please be sure that you have both your color palette and the two font families that you selected from Google Fonts in a previous tutorial. The two fonts, again, should be one for your headers and two for your body text or supporting text. All right, let's get started. On your dashboard, you'll see an option that says Appearance. Under Appearance, you'll want to select Customize. Once the page has loaded, you'll notice that there is a preview pane in the right and a comprehensive menu on the left. On the left menu, you'll want to locate Typography. Under the Typography menu, you have several options to choose from. I'll walk you through each one of these options and how to adjust them. The first will be the body, so select Body. Now this is the body text, wherever it appears on your site. Under the font family, you're going to want to put in the body text that you chose. Now, when you select this menu, it is a comprehensive menu of all the different fonts that are supported using Google Fonts. Now you'll know from a previous tutorial, Google Fonts has 900 fonts in its menu option. So it could be rather cumbersome to scroll through all of these options. So instead, when you know what your font family is, you can simply start typing it once you've selected this menu, and the menu will drop down to that particular font. So in my case, I'm using Roboto as my body text. So I'm going to start typing R-O-B-O, and there it appears at the bottom, Roboto. Select. Now you can go back by hitting the back arrow, and we can change more typography. The next is all headings. Under font family, you'll once more want to select that box and begin typing your header text. Now again, this font is going to be different. For mine, I'm going to use the Josephine Sans font as my header text. So that's J-O-S-E, and then you can see the menu jump down to that particular font. Select it, and we're good to go. Then we'll select back again, and under heading 1, we'll want to select that option. And we'll want to change this font family as well. Since it's a heading, I want to use my header text font. And so we'll select, and then for me, it's Josephine, so J-O-E-S-E, and it jumps down. The other thing that I want to begin doing is changing the font color by selecting the color option and then using our primary color that we chose for our text. So jump to your color palette and select the primary color that you wanted for your headings. Go back to your site and paste that hex code in the hex field. And now you can see that the font color has been pasted. Now that we've made that change, we will go back and we'll change heading 2. Since it's a heading, we want to use the heading font. So again, in my case, that's Josephine. And then we'll also want to change the color. And in my case, I already have that code handy, but as a practice, let's go back to our color palette and then Command C to copy that color and the hex code. Jump back to your site and Command V to paste it into the hexed field. Okay, now we can scroll back up and hit back. Heading 3, font family, it's a heading, so I'm using my header text, which is Josephine. I'm also going to use my heading color, which Command V once more will paste the color into that field. Go back, heading 4, Josephine, font color, and Command V once more to change the color. and back. Okay, so now we've taken care of all of our headings. The next one that we will change will be logo. Now this one's going to be a little bit different as far as the font style, because as you can see right here, this is the standard font that we already have for our website. But if we click on logo, we're going to want to change it to our heading font family, which again, in my case, is the Josephine. Now, Josephine, in that font family, there's another one that's Josephine Slab. It's in the same arena, if you will, but it's not exactly the same. And since this is a logo, I want something that is just a little bit different than all the other headers on my website. And so I'm actually going to select the Josephine Slab. Now, if you didn't do this and you selected just your header, you'll notice that it does change, and you can change the weight. So maybe you make it just extra bold, and then that's how it differentiates from all the other headers. Or maybe the style, you might make it italicized, or maybe you'll make it all capitalized. That could, or I'm sorry, all uppercase. So that could change it as well and allow it to stand out from all the other headings. However you decide to do it, I would recommend that the logo area is different than the other headings. In my case, I kind of like the idea of making it a slightly different font family, this Josephine Slab instead. And then I'm going to take away the italic, so I'm just going to make it normal. And then I'm not going to make it as bold. I'm just going to make it default. And now I get this really nice, thin Josephine Slab look to my logo area. And that's distinctive to the Full Sail brand. Okay, so that's on par with what it is that I would like to portray. Remember, from your typography lesson from a previous tutorial, you learned more about the moods that fonts set when visitors see them. So make sure that whatever options you're choosing here are in line with what you learned in a previous tutorial. Okay, now let's go back again. And now the next option that we're going to change is the main menu. Select main menu. Here, I want to go back to my Josephine Sans font. Okay, and now you can see in this main menu, it's been changed, and now it's consistent with all the other headers throughout my site. So it's a nice Josephine Sans for my menu text as well. Okay, let's go back. And now the next one we're going to change is the main menu drop downs. We want that to be consistent as well. So if I, under font family, select Josephine, okay, and now that's been changed, and I can see that previewed here with my drop down menu. If you don't have a drop-down menu yet, don't be alarmed by that. In future classes, you likely will create a drop-down menu. Okay, let's go back once more. We're also going to change the blog entry title. So let's locate that. There it is, blog entry title. Under font family, again, since it's a title, so I'm going with my Josephine Sans. And then click back. And then blog post title, since it's a title, I'm going with my title text and back. And the next thing that we're going to change is the sidebar widget heading. We'll get into widgets in future tutorials, but font family, since it's a title, a heading, I'm going to my title text, Josephine Sans, and back. And then widgets, in the same, the font family will be Josephine. Okay, and then I'm going back. Now the footer heading, footer widget heading, you'll want to change that as well. Again, since it's a heading, you'll use your heading text and then go back. Under copy or footer copyright, font family. And now, because this is copyright, this is a little more legalese. So we don't want that fancy font that we have for the menu and and the titles and headings throughout the site. We just kind of want this to be more bland. So we're going to actually use our supporting text or our body text that we chose, which in my case, again, is Bato. Okay, so I'm going to select that. And then I'm going to go back. And the last one we're going to change is footer menu. Select footer menu. Again, this is all the way down the footer. It shouldn't be really eccentric. So we're going to use the body font again. And in my case, that's Roboto. Select Roboto and back. Okay, we did it. That's it. Those are all the changes to your typography menu. The very last thing that we have to do is hit publish so that we save all these changes and we don't lose them. So be sure that you are selecting publish now. And great, now they've been saved. And that is how you adjust the typography settings on your digital portfolio website.